Martha Goodrich, the Fly Fishing God. www.FlyFishingGod.com. I am doing this little video today to show you how to tie the woolly bugger. Woolly bugger is a very easy fly to tie. A lot of beginners start with this. It is used for basically any fish out there. It's used as a streamer. Let's see, bass love it, steelhead, salmon, brown trout, rainbows, brookies. You know, they can be done in all different sizes, all different colors. There's all different variations. Once again, it's extremely easy tie to fly. Fly to tie, excuse me. My ingredients for this is going to be a black chenille, marabou, yellow marabou. I want to do a black and yellow with this. I'm using an size 8 streamer hook. I have a black saddle hackle. This is going to hackle. I'm going to hackle this over the chenille. We're going to use black thread, a whip finisher, scissors of course, hackle pliers, bodkin, and my head cement. This particular one is hardest hull. Clear nail polish will work. Think we'll get started. First things first. Black thread. We'll put that on the hook. Run it all the way to the back. Now you can, because you're going to use this as a streamer, I forgot to mention you really should have lead or some sort of weight to it. Now you can weight your line if you wanted to get it down there, because you want it under the surface. You don't want it floating. So I'm going to actually put some wraps of lead on it, just for some weight. Let's see, where's my lead? Okay, I'm going to use because I'm using a pretty decent sized hook, a pretty long hook, I'm going to use a 3/0 piece of lead. And you don't need much, because you only need 10, 12 wraps on it. So just snipped off a little piece. I'm going to start it up here. You don't want it right up to the hook eye, because that's where you need to put your head in. So anyhow, once I put this on, I squeeze it tight. Then I'm going to run the thread back up over it to lock it in, so it's not moving all around. That should be plenty. So we'll get rid of the rest here. Now I'm going to wrap the thread up, back up in front, and then come back so I can tie the marabou on the end for the tail. Now the marabou, the tail, they tell you to do the tail the length of the hook shank. With the woolly bugger, I like to do it longer because when it swims better if it's longer. So I go like a length and a half worth of marabou on the end. And you want it fluffy. You want a lot of fluff to it. So let me see if I can find a nice, you might want to put 2-3 pieces in. That might be just a little overkill. Let's see what this looks like. I also always do this for any loose pieces in there to pull them out. That actually should be pretty good. And that is almost 2, so what we want to do is, okay, that's, so we're going to tie it right about here. I might as well tie this a little right forward towards the front some, just to give the body a little depth to it, so you don't need quite as much. You don't need to layer this so many times. And then I'm going to trim this off. Always try not to cut your thread. If you cut your thread, you got to start over. Real bummer. So now we go back. And this is where I tie the chenille in. Okay, I'm only going to take about 8 inches. I'm going to tie that right here. I'm going to put it on so there's a little piece coming towards the front. So I'm going to tie it right up towards the front. And then I'm going to leave this at the front because I got to tie this down in front. I might as well get the hackle ready. And with this you want the larger hackle at the front and then taper it back. So what I'm going to do is get rid of all this fluffy stuff here. You don't need that. We'll get rid of that. And then at this end, I'm going to pull back a little bit and get rid of this very tip. But I still have this little piece of quill. It's very, very small piece of quill, and that's what I'm going to tie back here so that I have the small hackle at the back and the large hackle will be up front. So where is that quill? Because this one's so fine. There. So move this to the back, this thread, tie this in right here, and then we're going to move the thread back up forward. I'm not going to worry about trimming this a little bit off because it's going to be covered with the chenille. Now we're just going to start wrapping this. And you want to do one right in front of the other, just as tight as you can, as closely as you can get it. And I think I'm going to go back, and I'm going to come forward again just to give it a little more depth. The body doesn't, I want it a little bit thicker. And then we're going to tie this off. Always leaving that hook eye open. Always leaving space behind that hook eye. Okay. Now another way you could weight this if you wanted is you could put a bead head on front before you put on any of this other material on. You put a bead on front right up next to the hook eye. Now we're going to take this hackle. Make sure all that tail is back behind. And I'm going to use my hackle pliers. I'm going to hook it up to the hackle here. And I'm going to start wrapping it. And there's one wrap right in front of the other. Oops. I kind of slid those pliers off. That I didn't want to do that. So that's why I'm holding on to it so tight right now, because I don't want to lose all this hackle that I just tied in. But because I lost those hackle pliers, now I've got to find the end of that. So I guess he's all in there. Good. So now we're just going to tie this. We're going to tie right in front of this, so it kind of pushes this hackle back a little bit, and also helps build up a head. And then we're going to take the hackle pliers, or the whip finisher, I mean. And we're going to wrap it 3, 4, 5 times. Slip it off. It didn't hold. Cut the thread. Trim off a little of this. It's right up in front of the hook eye. I don't really want it there, because I need that hook eye open so that I can tie it on my line. I'm going to put my bodkin in the eye of the hook, and then I'm going to put the head cement on. Putting the bodkin in the eye helps keep the head cement out of the eye of the hook. It's a real bummer when you go to tie your fly on and it's sealed from this head cement. So that's what I do. That's my little secret. Some people take a feather, just a little feather, and run through. You can do it either way. Now let that sit for a couple seconds, 10, maybe 20 seconds, to soak into the thread so it locks it good. Then it won't unravel on you. That should be good. We're going to take that out. We're going to take this out. There. The woolly bugger. Fantastic fly for any fish that I know of, even including saltwater. Leave me some comments below. Go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/FlyFishingGod. Leave me some comments, give me some pictures, Post some pictures if you want. Show me how you tied it. What colors you used. What materials you used. I mean, there's all different ways you can do it, so I'd like to hear. Tell me if you like this. Or if you didn't like it. I'd like to hear that too. So either leave comments below or go to my Facebook page. Thank you for watching. Bye.